Hello YouTube, welcome back to the channel. Today's exciting topic is going to be eggs. So the reason why I want to talk about eggs is because I got asked a lot about how many eggs I have and why I eat my eggs the way I do. And I used to get asked a lot all the time about eggs when I was a bodybuilder. And I never had eggs as a bodybuilder. Never really, because the way I found out when as a bodybuilder, I wanted to have a high protein diet, and for the amount of eggs you got to have compared to the amount of chicken you can have for the same amount of protein, it's quite a lot. And then you can't really eat eggs cold. Well, you can eat boiled egg cold, but fried egg cold or scrambled egg cold tastes a bit crap really. It smells a bit and you can't really store it for very long. But chicken, you can cook chicken loads of different ways. You can eat it hot or cold. It will stay fresh in the fridge for a couple of days. You can freeze it, and that's why I used to have chicken. But now I eat my eggs differently. I eat eggs, I only eat the egg white. I don't eat the egg yellow. I don't eat the yolk. And a lot of people say to me, oh, you're missing the best bit. If I put on Instagram or Twitter or my friends, I say just the egg white. Oh, you're wasting the goodness. So what I've done is I come up with two different options here of examples of what you're gonna eat, and then two different options, and I've worked out the calories, the protein, the carbs, and the fats to compare the two. So if you had two different options, which meal would you choose? Right, so the first meal is just 4 whole eggs. So the egg white and the egg yellow. Now, I don't really care how you cook it. Let's just say you boil it. So you got the whole egg white, the whole egg yellow, or you could scramble it. But don't add in any extra salt or any extra milk into the numbers, right? So it's just a plain egg. Right, and I'm not going to go into when you heat it up, the protein might go down. Let's just say basically, roughly. So 4 whole eggs, from where I got my figures from, it says 273 calories. It says the protein is 22.1 grams. The carbs are very low at 2 grams, so there is a bit of carbs in there. And the fats, 18.7 grams. And then out of the 18.7, 5.7 of it is saturated fats. I've also just now found out the sodium level is 218.2 milligrams and cholesterol is 656.5 milligrams. Okay, so I have got it written down. I'll show you in a minute. They've written down the numbers. So if someone has just 4 whole eggs, but then I have 4 whole eggs, I'll take away the yolk and I just have an egg white. So instead of 273 calories, 4 egg whites is only 69 calories. So if you look at the size of an egg, a boiled egg, if you don't cut it open, that's the size of the whole egg. If you just cut it in half, scoop out the yolk, it's not a lot of size difference. So you're not really going to feel fuller if you take out the yellow. Your brain's not going to think I've had less food, because you haven't really had a lot less food. On a plate, it looks about the same, it weighs about the same. In the Tupperware box, it look like 4 egg whites, it'll be about the same. But it's only 69 calories, not 273. So you think, well, is it worth it? Why are you doing that? If you look at the protein on the whole egg was 22.1. Protein on egg white is 14.4. So you've only lost a little bit. 7 grams. So you've lost a little bit of protein from the egg yellow. But then carbs, instead of 2 grams, it's 1 gram. So you still got 1 gram. You've lost 1 gram of the yellow. But let's forget about the carbs. Basically, none of them have got a lot of carbs, unless you're going to be doing 10 or 20 or 30 eggs a day. It's still very lot of carbs. Fats though, so fat in the whole egg was 18.7 grams. Fat in the egg white is 0.2. So obviously all the fat is in the yellow. 0.2 is let's just forget about that then. There's very little in the egg white. And out of that 0.2, 0 of it is saturated fat. So everyone says, yeah, but the yellow's goodness. Well, what goodness? So it's not carbs. We can see it's not carbs because only 2 grams of carbs. It's not protein. There is protein, but there is protein in the white as well. So you haven't lost a lot of protein. So it's obviously the fat you've lost. But then in the fat, then, what is it? Well, if you had 218 milligrams of sodium in the egg yellow, in the egg white is 219. I don't know where they got these figures from, because there's actually more. How can you have more in just the egg white than what there was in egg yellow? But I'm not sure where these figures are from. I just got them from my MyFitnessPal app. So there's got to be less in the egg white because it's taken away the yellow. But cholesterol, like I said, it was 656.5 milligrams of cholesterol in the yellow part. Take that away, you have the white part alone, 0 cholesterol. Now you could look at it and good cholesterol and bad cholesterol, and then total cholesterol. And people say, oh yeah, but good cholesterol is good for you and it reduces your bad cholesterol, your LDL and your HDL. But if you're having 0 cholesterol, well then that takes out the argument, because you haven't got any, you haven't got any good cholesterol, but then you haven't got any bad cholesterol to fight against anyway. So if you're going to have 4 eggs a day, every day for a week, for a month, for a year, for 10 years, for 20 years, or by the time you're doing 60 years old, all that cholesterol built up. But if you've had just egg whites, it's 0 cholesterol. Yeah, 0 good cholesterol, but 0 bad cholesterol. 0. You can't argue with 0. So it's got 0 fats, 0 cholesterol, and only 1 gram of carbs. Another good thing is, it's only 69 calories. So that frees up some extra calories. So if you wanted to balance it out and still have the 273 calories in 4 whole eggs, I've worked it out, you could have 35 grams of cashew nuts. 35 grams, it's about 35 nuts it is. So I've done the maths for that as well. So 35 grams of cashews is 203 calories. There's 7.3 grams of protein. There's 6.2 grams of carbs, and there's 16 grams of fats. About 3 of it is from saturates. There's 0 cholesterol in cashews as well. So we've got 0 cholesterol in the white, 0 cholesterol in the cashews. 0, winner. And then there is 28 milligrams of sodium. So there's a tiny bit of sodium in the salts, in the nuts. So let's add it all together then. If you had 4 whole eggs, that's 273 calories. If you have 4 whites and 35 nuts, 272 calories. You're 1 calorie down straight away. Protein, 22.1 grams if you have the egg white, the whole egg, 22.1. If you have the nuts, 21.7. So you're talking like 0.4 of a gram less, roughly. Have an extra nut. You're not gonna notice 0.4 of a gram. Carbs. If you had 4 whole eggs, you've got 2 grams of carbs. If you have 4 egg whites and 35 cashew nuts, you've got 7.2 grams of carbs. So you're 5 grams carbs up. So it's a bit of a bonus. I haven't looked at if it's sugars or what type of carb it is, but you've got a bit of extra carbs in there. You do need some carbs in your diet. You can't go 0 carbs. You need some carbs. You can have 50 grams of sugar a day before you turn not ketogenic anymore. So you still need some carbs. The fats in the 4 whole eggs, 18.7, like I said. Fats in the nuts and the egg whites, 16.2. So you're 2.5 grams less fat by having all them nuts as well. And then if you break it down, in total, saturated fat from the eggs is 5.7. Saturated fats from the whites and the nuts, 2.9. That's pretty much half. Sodium from the whole eggs is 218. Sodium from the eggs and the nuts is a bit higher, it's about 250 milligrams. But you're allowed to have a bit of salt in your diet, especially if you're exercising anyway. I take electrolyte tablets, at least 2 a day on a normal day, and if I'm sweating I'll have extra anyway, so that's not too bad. You do need some sodium in the diet. Cholesterol with the 4 whole eggs, and this isn't your daily diet, this is just the 4 whole eggs. You're going to have probably cholesterol and other things as well. 656 milligrams. Cholesterol from 4 egg whites and 35 cashews, 0 cholesterol. 0. Another benefit of this as well, like I said, if you had 4 whole eggs, it's a similar size and shape as the 4 egg whites. But then if you can have 35 grams of cashews as well, then that's a bonus. I've got here next to me that's what it looks like, 4 egg whites scrambled but no milk in it, and there's only 20 grams of cashews, because even though I've worked this out to be similar, today on my diet I don't want to have 35 grams of cashews in the morning. I might have 15 later on and it'll balance out, it's the same. But today, right now, I only want to have 20 grams of cashews. But when people tell me, oh, all the goodness is taken out, well, you're taking out some fats, you're taking out some cholesterol, but it's saturated fat and cholesterol you've taken out. You haven't taken out any protein, not really. You haven't taken out any carbs. You haven't taken out any sodium, so you're just taking out cholesterol. Yeah, it might be good cholesterol, but I'd rather be 0 cholesterol than argue about good and bad cholesterol. So that's my excellent little video for today. Today's running. I'm not sure how far I'm going to go today. It's a bit windy, not wet. Legs were slightly sore from Monday's 11 mile. Tuesday's 6 mile. Yesterday I did 5 mile. I did a half a mile warm up. Then I did a 1 mile best effort in 6 minutes 22, I think it was. And then I carried on to make it 5 mile in total. So I did stop my stopwatch just so my Garmin shows the half a mile warm up. So Garmin would then show the 1 mile best effort, and then I did a top up 5.17 miles, I think it was in total. You can't always make it exactly 5 mile because just where you live, you know, you go, if you're going out and back, fair enough. If you're doing a loop around a housing estate or car park, you just finish where you finish. So I think I did 5.7 miles. Today a bit sore, so I'm not going to go. I only want to do probably 1 long run a week and 1 fast run a week and 1 best effort a week. So I've done a fast 6, I've done a fast 1, and I've done a long 11. So today I might just do like a medium 6 or 7 or something. Just about an hour. Get the miles in. Miles are topping up. And then keep the diet on track. Body weight is coming down. Last night it was a low weight for an evening. So then this morning was an even lower weight for the morning weight. So the graph is looking good. The train is looking good. I just need to keep it up, keep motivated, and stay injury free. So that's the idea of the plan. And stay tuned. I'll try and make some more videos, make these more regular, and we'll see how we get on. I'm still aiming for the half marathon, the marathon, and see where we get to by the end of the year. See if running is better than weightlifting. Okay, thanks for watching. Stay tuned.